Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Run Happy Santa Anita Derby Seminar. We've got a huge day tomorrow. We're going to go over every race in the card, concentrating on that Rainbow Picks payout. That pool could reach over $5 million. I'm George O, Hispanic manager here, Hispanic ambassador here at Santa Anita, and I'm joined by my man, my cohort in crime, Jeff Chappie Chapman. We almost called this the Run Chappie Seminar. Hopefully you'll be able to do well. Chappie, wow, what excitement today with the fans returning here to Santa Anita.
Yeah, what a buzz in the air, George. It was just great to have people back and see old faces and new faces. And you could hear people getting excited and cheering as the horses were coming down the lane. It only leads to tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be unbelievable, and I can't wait. 12 races, 6 stake races. The Run Happy Santa Anita Derby drawing 10 in that field. It's going to be amazing, George.
You can still get tickets if you want to come join us live. We are opening the infield. The infield will be open as well. So go to santanita.com and check it out. We'd love to have you here in person at Santa Anita. Love to be associated with Run Happy. You know, obviously, Mattress Mac with that big win betting the Super Bowl. Also, between January and February, he had a 25-day span where 8 Run Happies won. So, I mean, Run Happy, tremendous sire, and we're certainly happy to be associated with Run Happy and with Mattress Mac.
Yeah, Mattress Mac is quite the character, George, and he's been such an ambassador to the game. And I had the privilege to have him on the radio show one time, and we talked about that giant bet right before the Super Bowl. And he's a great promoter, but he's the best, and he does a lot of great things too. So we are honored to have it be called the Run Happy Santa Anita Derby.
Very nice. All right, like you said, we got 12 big races. We only got about half an hour, so we're going to delve into the first races really quickly, concentrate on that late, the only Rainbow Pick 6 that we have that starts in race number 7. Starting off in the first race, Chappie, I like the 7 a lot. Pratt and D'Amato, they've just been on fire as a duo. D'Amato has been nicknamed the Sultan of Sod. He's killing on the grass. This was the last race on the grass. Made a spectacular move to, I thought was going to win, but England's Rose and Disappearing Act, they both came with runs. Disappearing Act came back and won again. It was a very key race, and I think looking to get even is probably the one to beat in the first.
Yeah, I think so too. Looking to get even looks tough in here. You know, I gave a long look to the other D'Amato, I think, what do you call it now? The Lord of the Lawn, or because
the Sultan of Sod.
The Sultan of Sod, because he seems to win every grass race. And Crazy Spidey, off of a long layoff last time, really just got rolling late, and seems like that horse will relish the mile distance in the 2 turns. So I kind of think it goes through one of the 2 D'Amatos on the bottom. You know, and maybe the 2 is the Paddy Gallagher does some good things with those European horses, and you see Umberto is drawn here. That's kind of the unknown factor in here, right, George?
Certainly. Sinte Winte looked like it was a big field, came in second, and Paddy Gallagher calls on Rispoli, who's just a strong turf rider. How do you see race number 2, start of the early pick 4?
Yeah, you know, I thought this race was very interesting. You know, Kershaw's the 2-1 morning line favorite. And, you know, on paper, Kershaw looks like he ran okay. Couple things going for this horse. And I'm not, well, one, Pratt jumps aboard. That always seems to work in anybody's favor right now. Peter Miller, first off the claim, 27%. And this horse was kind of between horses, got dirt kicked in his face. I don't think he really liked that trip the last time out. The only negative I would say is this horse isn't giant on winning, 5 for 23, not bad, but also 7 third-place finishes lifetime. So I think it goes more than just that horse. The Mark Klatt Zestful Win Machine won 10 out of 31, dropping out of a grade 2 San Pasquale, and has tons of speed. And you and I talked about Maldonado. That means they're going straight to the front. Who else are you looking in here?
Yeah, he won with a couple of front runners today here. I really like Publius Sirius. This one, last time out, that race was void of any pace. It was only 5 runners in there. And I'm telling you what, did great to be seconds. Got spectacular thoroughgraph numbers. The fourth place finisher, self-taught, came back and won. Synthesis just got an easy lead. I mean, there was no pace at all. Prior to that, was on a 4-race win streak. And Hernandez seems like he had a choice between Kershaw and Publius Sirius, and went with Publius Sirius. So Wile E. Coyote, I'm going to go with Publius Sirius and the Acme company to blow it up in race number 2.
You know what's funny, real quick about that horse? The reason I didn't mention it at first is because I used to always, that horse used to get bet a lot, and I always bet against it. But the key is the horse is turned into a completely brand new horse since it went to the dirt. I used to play against that horse on the turf. Look now at the dirt. 5 wins, 4 starts, and probably should have won last time out, like you said. So in my brain, that was a bet against, but you're right. On the dirt, completely different animal.
Completely animal, and certainly Vlado seems to have found the right buttons to push there. I'm going to be pushing the buttons on number 7, City Rage, in race number 3. This one got out. It's so versatile. Could win from off the pace, could win on the pace. Here we got Pratt and Glatt, and that's a really good observation. I think that this team is doing really well together. He's just got such a good advantage. Great thoroughgraph numbers. I like City Rage in race number 3. How about you?
Yeah, I'm with you. The only other horse I think is intriguing is the 3 Bedrock for Pete Miller, who off the claim last time, first time on the turf. And this horse circled the field and actually won quite easily and took to the sod very nicely. So I think 6-1 is an interesting price. But clearly, this race goes through the outside. City Rage 5-2, Flavian Pratt again.
Bedrock does have the best last race thoroughgraph number coming into this race, so that's certainly a positive. We move to race number 4. How do you see this one here? We're a bunch of first-time starters and a couple of runners that have one race under their belts.
I see Benny South Street there. King
Hey,
Apple. Boom. Yeah. Benny watching once again. What were we talking about? The 4th race?
Yes, we started the 4th race, and mostly first-time starters there. Who do you like?
Well, all the rage, George, has been on Bobby Bow, the 5-horse for Bob Baffert, working a hole in the wind. Shockingly, another Bob Baffert horse. I got to watch a few of the workouts, and Bobby Bow looks very, very talented. 9-5 in the morning line. No shot we see 9-5. I'm going to say 4-5. This horse is going to get pounded at the windows. The one horse that I did watch a replay on the workouts in the morning on XBTV that certainly has some talent is the 3-horse Today's Flavor for the Doug O'Neill barn. This horse has talent. I'm telling you, Bobby Bow's going to get bet. Today's Flavor is going to be interesting. What do you think? Or any of the couple runners that already ran before interest you whatsoever?
Like you said, all the talk, all the rumors, all the backside talk is about Bobby Bow being a beast. I remember last week being on a radio show and said, hey, Saturday, I can't wait because Bob Baffert's going to have Medina Spirit. And they go, no, Bob Baffert is unleashing a monster that day. It's like, wow. So all eyes will be on Bobby Bow. I like Patron de Oro. I mean, last time ran against Defunded, who looked sensational. Went to the lead and just kind of stopped, and they gave up. But Pratt did take the call that day. Certainly he's got some early lick and might be able to carry it a little bit further today, especially a nice price. But Bobby Bow knows, man. I think Bow knows he's going to do well.
We'll see what happens. The word is definitely out on Bobby Bow, and if he wins, they'll pay him for the next 37 years.
All right, here's a first of a graded stakes race, Providencia. A grade 3 worth $100,000 going a mile and an eighth. A very nice field in here, including Going Global, who came over here from Ireland and just looked fantastic. I saw that replay. I mean, he could have won by more. I mean, he just, ran outside, ran late. It was just an impressive performance. 2 for 2, and she looks like she is definitely the one to beat. I don't think anybody in the race is going to come close. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, she's clearly the one to beat. 6-5. We're going to get probably 4-5, 3-5. First time out, I don't know if Benny's still watching. Benny and I had a nice little bet on her at almost 9-1, but she took to 2 turns with no problem last time. Has a big turn of foot, can be up, I think, be close to the lead if need be. Pratt, D'Amato, well, what else can you say? Obviously, Closing Remarks ran a terrific race last time out. I'm going to give one more look to Quattrell, the 2. And I think Going Global, obviously the one to beat. Quattrell, I had talked to Jeff Mullins last time out, and he was not happy because he wanted to get another race into her 3-year-old campaign. 9 weeks between races last time, and he thought she was a little short. Now, this is before the race. So I think if Quattrell moves up a little bit, Benny's saying don't look out for Closing Remarks. Don't sleep on Closing Remarks. And I agree, was running well against Going Global last time. I'm going to give Quattrell another look here.
Benny South Street, of course, with Trip Note Pros and tripnotepros.com. You can get great information. It is so hard. I looked over so many replays, and I just kind of scratched the surface of this card tomorrow. But over there at tripnotepros.com, they go in depth to every racehorse, and it's invaluable information. I certainly highly recommend it, although I think Going Global is going to put Closing Remarks to sleep. Is what I think.
And Benny, keep sending your info. We had Benny on the last time, and we would have again, but he's got 937 races to look at. We didn't think he had any time, so we figured we'd go solo. But if he's watching, Benny, not that you want to give everything away, but go ahead and send your remarks in, and anybody else too. We'll read them.
All right, go to race number 6, the Santa Anita Oaks. This one's a grade 2 worth $400,000. They're going a mile on the 16th. A nice group of, it's a short field, but a very competitive field of 5 fillies. How'd you see the race, Chappie?
Okay, Georgie. So I don't know if Mraz just got lost on the front end the last time. The horse opened up and looked like it was going to win easily. Maybe got a little lost on the front end. I thought Beautiful Gift just kind of grinded away at the win. I give Mraz more of a look. I'm going to go to Soothsay. It's tough going 2 turns first time. There's a lot of things that you don't like to do betting, but at 6-1, this horse looked powerful first time out for Dick Mandela. Mr. Mandela does not win first time out very often, and when he does, it's talent. And this horse actually had a little trouble early on to boot. I watched the workout the other day of Soothsay, who actually worked in the morning last time out with Bender, who was running first time out in the 4th race that we talked about already for Mr. Mandela. Absolutely blew Bender away in the stretch. I think this horse has a ton of upside here, and I think 2 turns is no problem. Yeah, that's a lot to ask going into a grade 2, but I'm going to take a shot here with Soothsay to upset the apple cart. What about yourself?
Benny South Street also likes Soothsay, says he just freaked first time out and did not like the throwback at all. So now let's see if this one can handle 2 turns. It's certainly be a threat. On Third numbers, they're just about all the same. 6, 8, 9, 8, 8. It's very close. I think Mraz could turn the tables. Calypso that day was 3-5, had an easy lead and no excuse, could not hold off Mraz. And then Mraz just kind of, was goofing off and let Beautiful Gift catch up. Another one to look at is Javanica. She ran against the boys in the El Camino Real Derby and ran a bang-up second, just missing against Rumbauer, who came from way off the pace. That one, of course, is on the Triple Crown Trail. So she's back with the girls. I think if some kind of a pace duel, some kind of a speed duel develops, I wouldn't rule out Javanica with the Hall of Famer Mike Smith aboard in race number 6. All right, now we get to race number 7, and this starts it all. This is the Rainbow Pick 6 with that guaranteed mandatory payout. Nobody had a 1 ticket only today, so it's going to be a big carryover. That pool could go over $5 million, 20-cent minimum, and they pay super well. This is a great, great day to bet this. I'm certainly going to be wagering on it. And looking at the first race, I thought really competitive first race. I'm going to go with Rip City, who turned in a phenomenal race last time out, ran a 4 on the thoroughgraph sheets. Mario Gutierrez for Mike Pipey. Pipey's been on fire, and this one looks so awesome. Just missed the last 2 times, 2 seconds. Prior to that, had won 4 in a row. I think certainly capable of winning here, but there's some others as well. How do you see it, Chappie?
Yeah, Rip City should be tough, and talk about a horse who always runs his race every time, right there. I mean, first second by a nose, and Pipey doing well. I'm also going to give a look to the outside horse, Coast of Rhone, with Umberto jumping back on. Third off the leg, going back long, and I think that's this horse's game. Has won half of his starts, 3 out of 6 at Santa Anita, and I think Coast of Rhone is going to move up in this third start off the layoff.
Another one I think this is a race where you could use many horses in your pick six. Motown Music has the best thoroughgraph numbers in the race by far. I'll beat them all on the dirt. But this one's pretty much, the Tomlinson number is 314 for the grass. Certainly bred well for the grass. They paid $250,000 at Keeneland, and JJ Hernandez up. If this one takes to the turf, certainly is one that has to be feared. So pretty much a tough race to start off the pick six, but maybe we can get some value there. Race number 8 is the Grade 1 Run Happy Santa Anita Derby, worth $750,000. They're going a mile and an eighth, a tough test for these 3-year-olds. Really, this is the last big prep here in SoCal for the Kentucky Derby. And with the exit of Life is Good, it really turns into a big race. Instead of a 4 or 5 horse field, we've got a full field of 10 3-year-olds going after this $750,000 purse. It looks like it's shaping up to be a spectacular race.
This is a tough race, George. I mean, I've taken a long look at all of these horses. I've kind of narrowed it down to 4 of them, and I don't know how you want to go over this. If we go just in order from top to bottom or bottom to top, I think the Dream Shake is very interesting. Obviously freaked first time out. Pete Urton rarely wins first time out. And that was a devastating move against a group of maidens that we think, I'm reading Benny's message here, was afraid of running between both Baffords. The pace was, first time out, unbelievable move. And that's not something Urton first timers do. Second time out, as Benny Sawstreet just mentioned, in between horses kind of got cut off. Still ran a game third. Looked down the lane, looked like it might even run second, and was thrown to the wolves there. Pratt back, second time going long. That's the horse to beat to me. What are your thoughts on Dream Shake? And then we'll move from there.
Well, Dream Shake on debut ran a 1 on the thoroughgraph sheets. That is just a ridiculously low number. Obviously was going to bounce off of that, especially like you said, being thrown to the wolves to a grade 2, stretching out to a mile and a 16th. A lot of firsts for this one, and still ran credible to be third behind what was probably the best 3-year-old and was going to be the overwhelming favorite in the Kentucky Derby. So plenty of upside for Dream Shake. Third start of the career, can certainly do well, and sort of kind of made a move there on the inside of Medina Spirit for second, but then Medina Spirit, as he's done so often, just seems to find an extra gear and gets near the wire and was able to hold him off for the place spot. But plenty of upside for Dream Shake. Does get the services of Pratt, and on big race days like this, big jockeys like Pratt show up, and he's certainly going to put this one in the right place, and is a very, very could cause a nightmare for the rest of the crew here.
The other horse I want to talk about next would be Rock Your World, the 3-horse. Very interesting horse. Ran twice on the turf. Has loads of talent. Being a candy ride, should be fine on the dirt. I watched the last workout on the dirt. It was very impressive. That's the X factor in this race, Georgie. What are your thoughts on Rock Your World?
Definitely the X factor. The 2 races on the grass, there's nothing that can be said negative about them. Certainly ran very, very well. Rispoli looked good aboard both times. The only question mark is, can this one handle the dirt? I think he can. Sadler and Heronis Racing. Mr. Heronis, one of my favorite owners, and John Sadler, one of the best trainers in the country, in my opinion. Bar none, he is just fantastic. If anybody's going to get this one ready, they paid $650,000 for him. Again, the only question mark is, will he be able to transfer that grass form to the dirt? And will it even be good enough? Because you got a really powerful field here.
I'm going to let you talk about the next horse because I believe that's your top choice, the 7-horse Medina Spirit.
I love Medina Spirit. Medina Spirit started off with a nice win and followed by 3 threes in a row on the Thoroughgraph sheet. So, he paired up his top a couple of times. The only 4 races, 2 wins. The only 2 losses were both against Life is Good. Other than that race in the Robert B. Lewis really showed me what kind of a game runner this colt was. Had every right to get eaten up by Hot Rod Charlie, who looked spectacular in his victory, and Roman Centurion, and somehow found another gear and kept on going. Last time, Dream Shake had every right to get by him and couldn't get by him. Was wide, and the first turn drew off. And the reports are that this one in the race there in the San Felipe was suffering from a partially entrapped epiglottis. I mean, I can't run with my epiglottis. I can't do anything. And my epiglottis gets trapped a lot because I eat like meatloaf and stuff. But they apparently, an easy operation. They cured it with the operation. The workout was sensational after the operation. Seems to be feeling good. Without question, to me, is the one to beat. Johnny V, I'm sure he's here in town for the weekend for this particular colt. And I think it's all systems go for Medina Spirit. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that the pace is going to be very interesting because I think Medina Spirit is going to go this time instead of letting Life is Good go. And that brings the Great One into the conversation because the Great One is also going to go. But that being said, I'm not going to go with Medina Spirit. I'm going to go with the other Bob Baffert.
Wow.
Defunded out of a maiden race, George. We had Mr. Baffert on the last time, right before that race, and the horse who ran second, which was his highly touted horse in there, and he said that Defunded wanted to go longer. If you watch that race, Defunded was just getting rolling late in the race. Do I think that's a lot here to take on out of the 10-hole going against a full field in a grade 1 first time 2 turns? Absolutely. But if there's anybody who could do it at 8-1, and I watched the horse work the other day, the horse looks sensational. I'm going to go with Defunded over Medina Spirit. I'm going against you, Georgie.
All right, Defunded certainly looked good, but I mean, to me, I remember seeing that race. The other Baffert kind of took out the entire field when so Defunded beat like one person, one other horse because his stablemate just did a Bayern and just wiped out everybody inside. He was the 10, and then the 11. Well, he didn't have to be much in that race, but certainly looked good flying late. But has plenty to prove, I think. Really disadvantageous post on the outside. So Defunded, if he wins, I'm probably not going to have him, but you can't put anything over on Bob Baffert. He is in the Hall of Fame, one of the best, if not the best trainer ever, and certainly has a big shot in this race. So, I'm going to be using Medina Spirit for sure. There's probably going to be a ticket where I single Medina Spirit, and there's some other ones where I might throw in Dream Shake and Rock Your World. But certainly it's an addition of the RUNHAPPY Santa Anita Derby that should be a fantastic betting race.
Yeah, and as much as we would have liked to have seen Life is Good with all the talent, it's certainly terrific to see a 10-horse full field with the wide open betting race to boot. So it should be a great one for sure.
It sure will. All right, let's move on to San. We didn't touch on others that could upset. The Great One certainly ran a spectacular race when he won by 14. Roman Centurion closed so well against Medina Spirit in the Robert B. Lewis. So there's other ones can make some noise in there as well. But as a handicapper, you got to try to narrow it down and take your shots. All right, let's see if we can take a shot in the late pick 4 in the Royal Heroine Grade 2. This is a Grade 2 worth $200,000 for a mile on the grass, and these milers certainly look good in this race. I'm going to start it out by saying that Charmaine Zamia could not look any more impressive in this race. Has won 2 in a row since this one came over here from Canada. Shot out to the lead last time out. And that race, the fourth place finisher going to Vegas, came back and won impressively over Mucho Unusual. Warren's Showtime ran well, but was never going to catch Charmaine's Mia. The workout on March 28th, this mare worked out with On Mars, who runs Sunday, and absolutely blew On Mars away in that workout. Go back and see that workout. You can see that workout and most of the workouts here at Santa Anita over at xbtv.com. It's absolutely free. It's an indispensable tool in your handicapping toolbox. I know, Chappie, you use XBTV workouts and you love it.
Constantly. I mean, like we say, a time means nothing, and it's got to be the visual to watch how they do it. And I try to watch as many works as I can. It's just such an advantage over someone else when you can see how the horse is moving, working in company. Sometimes two horses will have the exact same workout time, and one does it so much easier than the other. And I love XBTV, and I highly recommend to go over there and watch those workouts yourself.
Yeah, that was an impressive workout. It just shows that she is still in great shape. That last race on the Buena Vista, that was her first time ever going 2 turns, and she just adored it. She won. It says it won by a length, but I'm telling you what, I mean, I don't think Mucho Unusual was ever getting by. She certainly looks like a standout. How do you see this race?
Okay, to me, she's definitely the best horse to race, and she won as impressively as you can. She's 2 for 2 at Santa Anita. She took to the 2 turns. She galloped out well after the race. She's going to get beat tomorrow, in my opinion. By who? I have no idea. I honestly don't. I mean, I just think there's going to be a lot of speed in this race. They're going to go fast early, and someone's going to tag them late. Will it be dog tag from the rail coming off that layoff? That horse, if you put a line through the Clement Hirsch, go back to the turf, this horse can sit one very nicely 2 back, and Rispoli gets back aboard. I liked Epidemia's Girls race the last time off of a long layoff, 15-1 on the morning line. I think there's something there with the 7 Ride for the Cause. That's the deep closer in this race with tons of speed. I don't know where to go. I just have a feeling the pace is going to be very, very hot, and I'm going to spread and hope to beat Charmaine's Mia at 3-5 and light up the tote board in my late pick 5 and my pick 6 bet. I might hit the all button, but I'm going to call it here. Charmaine's Mia is going to get beat tomorrow.
Well, let me tell you, Charmaine's Mia is certainly going to have some company up front. Laura's Light, she is going to the front. She broke weird last time in that optional claiming $62,000 raise, and was kind of awkward throughout, but was up in front. Is going to give Charmaine's Mia a lot of heat. Raimundo's Secret has certainly got a lot of speed, and probably might hang in there. But my long shot in this race is the one that you mentioned as well, Epidemia's Girl. This one, trained by Richard Baltus, hadn't been seen for 16 months. Back when she was a 4-year-old, she was running some pretty nice races. But that last race, at coming back as a 6-year-old, it's a long time to wait. And she came back and ran a 4 on the Thoroughgraph sheets. It was an awesome display, sitting perfectly as Pratt usually has them, and then showed good speed. Valdivia is really a good turf rider. He really is. And so he gets the call on Epidemia's Girl at 15-1. I think it's a must-use in the exotics, and I agree with you. Certainly a lot of speed could set it up for a closer, and Epidemia's Girl could sit a perfect trip.
Yeah, and early in her career, she always went to the front as well. And so I went back and looked at that race. I thought, wow, was she tugging anything else? Of course, Pratt has great hands, but so does Valdivia. She sat comfortably the whole time.
She did.
And I think she's going to sit a great trip, and I think it's worth it. And off that long layoff, first time Baltus ran a bang-up race, and 15-1, it's definitely worth a shot. She likes Santa Anita, likes the distance, and hoorah, the Sarge, now the jockey agent for Jose.
Love the Sarge. And I love race number 10. It's going to, my top pick is the longest top pick I have of the day, is my longest morning line odds. It's the Evening Jewel. It's 6.5 furlongs. And I love number 3, 5-5 Pharaoh. 5-5 Pharaoh's debut, I thought was awesome. Broke from the rail, very disadvantageous post, especially, for a first time starter like this. Walter Solis, I was standing by him the whole time and just did not break well, but still had enough speed to be up there close. Then, kind of made a move a little bit late. After the wire, though, 5-5 Pharaoh galloped out really well. So this one kind of was goofing off in the beginning of the race. And then when she finally figured out what was going on, she came with an impressive run. She's a daughter, of course, of the Triple Crown winner, American Pharaoh. Ran a nice sheet number, ran an 11, so can certainly improve off of that number. And I think she definitely will improve. Look at the workout on March 27th at San Luis right now. It's 59-2. So an impressive workout, the best of 21 that day. And I think Mike Smith has a real runner here. The extra half furlong is going to do nothing but help 5-5 Pharaoh, and I think can upset Becca Taylor in race number 10. How did you see it?
Yeah, tough race, but if I had to go too deep, my top 2 choices would be the same horse as you, the 3. I love that replay, and I love horses who break from the rail and have a troubled trip and then get off the rail. Johnny V was on that horse first time out for, Walter Solis is known for the babies, but not a big barn, and they got Johnny V aboard, and now Mikey Smith sees fit to ride. And the other horse I look at is the outside prey for my owner. I love the outside draw, of course, went from the 3-hole last time, now the cozy outside post, and was very impressive late there as well. So there's many ways to go in here, but those would be my top 2, and I think you made a lot of good points on a 5-5, or is it Fifi? I don't know. Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully
my owner actually won that race that 5-5 Pharaoh came out of, and comes in with the best last race thoroughgraph number. So it was an excellent number. Looked impressive winning the race. There's no question about it. So pray for my owner. Draws nicely in post 9. Certainly one that could win. Pawnee, Johnny V gets off of 5-5 Pharaoh to go to Pawnee, who had won 2 straight, and breaking the maiden for maiden claiming, though, not as impressive. And then an optional 50, but still 1 by 5, 1 by 4. Certainly one to fear. And your favorite is going to be Becca Taylor, who, I love me some Jessica Pfeiffer, but she is, just starting out her career. Pratt is the best jockey on the grounds, could be one of the best in the country. So that move to Pratt for Becca Taylor, who's undefeated. So it's hard to knock an undefeated runner. So she can certainly factor as well for Nick Alexander.
Yeah, it's just another one of a long line of tough races, isn't it, tomorrow? But that's what makes this card so terrific, is many ways to go in almost every race. There's no big standout. There's a few horses that are going to be odds on, but the card should be terrific. And Becca Taylor, another one. Tough race, undefeated horse. It's not even one of our top 2 picks.
Yeah, all right. Moving on to race 11. It's just one other than. And they're going a mile, and it's a nice field of a dozen runners, and there is literally a dozen ways that you can go in this race, right, Chappie?
Yeah, I don't know if Benny's still tuning in, or anybody else that would like to voice their opinion on this race, because to me, this race is very tough. Let's start with a couple of the favorites, but the 9 Nice Ice won very nicely last time and has put together 2 wins in a row against, claiming company. The 11 Noble Hearted probably needed that race, and Pratt sees fit to come back. But I could make a case for almost every horse in this race. I think this race is impossible. And I need more time to study him, George. I don't have any strong opinion whatsoever of this race. What about yourself?
Yeah, we can go. I'm going to talk about a few runners in here, because it's really worth noting that this is a race that I think is going to make that Rainbow Pick 6 pay a little bit of dividends, because there is no clear cut. Nobody's going to be 6-5. I don't think anybody will be 2-1. This looks like a race where the favorite could go off 3-1 or 7-2. It's just a wide open race. My top pick ended up being number 6, Applecross. Applecross, trained by Richie Baltus. And that last race, I'm telling you what, this one just, sat a pretty good trip, then was really wide going into that last turn and still was flying late. Ran an excellent number, a 7. So it comes in with the best last race thoroughgraph number. And really, Rockin' Redhead went to the lead and nobody got by her. Pratt's horse, Noble Hearted, she finished 4th and she was just sitting right behind Rockin' Redhead. They kind of led them all on a merry parade. It was amazing that this one could close as much as she did. And now, I mean, I love the Godfather, Mr. Franco, but it's going to one of the best jockeys in the country, Johnny V. So I think the jockey switch now is going to get, I think, a little bit more pace to run into, and it's going to get, you're going to get all of 5-1, I think, on Applecross. Certainly one of the ones I'm going to be looking at. Another one that I think has to be looked at is a new piece. Number 4 is 20-1. This one has been running, improving in his thoroughgraph numbers with each and every race. And last time out, claimed by Steve Knapp, who wins at 26%, first time off the claim. The prior race kind of bobbled, had all kinds of problems, almost a throwout race, still ran a pretty good race. Then it came back with a very nice win, claimed out of that race by Knapp, who is just, he's just been having a fantastic couple of years, really. Once again, Valdivia, who we mentioned, is an excellent turf rider at 20-1. It's hard to leave that one out. Noble Hearted looked good. Nice Ice looked good. Lavender was just claimed by Sadler. And first time for Sadler, ran a winning race on the inside. That was a really nice move as well. This is the race where you can get some value.
Yeah, no question. And you didn't even mention the one horse Good on Paper, who last time out ran against, ran a deep closer. They went 49 and 3 for the half. That is absolutely crawling on the West Coast. That horse had no chance crawling into a slow pace. So we basically just named them all. So might as well hit the all-time.
All right. Before we get to the last race, just want to remind you guys, every race day, Chappie and I, we host a charity contest. It's the Charity First Handicapping Challenge, where we have guests from around the equine world. We have trainers, jockeys, professional gamblers, just regular fans that come out. It is a wonderful seminar that we help raise money for Karma. So please tune into that every race day, usually at 10:30. Tomorrow's going to start at 10 in the morning because obviously we're starting the races at noon tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to have your guest is Gino Bacola. That's what G said. I love that guy, and I'm going to have one of the best clockers in the country, Toby Terrell, if not the best. I'm telling you, I love Toby Terrell. I love his yellow sheet, casetherace.com, and Toby Terrell is certainly one that can tell us a little bit about that Bob Baffert first-time starter. He pretty much sits right next to Bob Baffert as they work out. So pretty interesting tomorrow. The two guests, and you've known Gino for a long time.
Yeah, and
you were just on a show too, right?
What's that? Yeah, I did a preview of the stakes races that he put out today on That's What G Said for today's stakes races. So I just talked to him yesterday at about 5 p.m. But the best thing about it is, like you said, 10:30 every day, tomorrow 10 a.m. But we've had terrific guests on, and we have everybody, but they're all good handicappers. Today, Christina Blacker, I've known her forever. She came with it, but we've had so many good handicappers, and we've had the celebrities. Last week we had Steve Cawthon and Eddie Olczyk together. I mean, that was the best time ever. And Stevie Cawthon, he won over $4,000.
It was amazing. That was a lot of fun. So certainly tune in every race day till the end of the meet. We're going to have that, and you can see it right where you're seeing this, either at sananita.com /live or on Facebook, Twitter, just everywhere. And Chappie, you've got your show is on tomorrow morning here locally, but also could be streamed via Facebook, I think, and Twitter. Your radio show tomorrow starts at 8 a.m.
8 a.m., the Morning Line Sports Show on AM 830 or TML AM 830 on Instagram Live, Twitter Live, and Facebook Live. And we've got many handicappers, and trainer Michael McCarthy is going to be on tomorrow, and he's got horses running all over the country in stakes races. And he tells it like it is too. He's a great guest, so I'm looking forward tomorrow morning, all day tomorrow. Can't wait.
Whitey's certainly one of the better trainers here, and love to get information right from the trainer's mouth, so to say. All right, tomorrow, the big news is that, of course, this weekend we're open to the public. The infield will be open tomorrow. We're expecting a huge crowd. It's going to be spectacular. 12 races, and the pick six with that mandatory payout could reach that pool over $5 million, and it's going to pay really, really well. Here's the anchor leg. Boy, if you're alive to this, you're going to be feeling great. And this is the Echo Eddie, 6.5 furlongs. This one's worth $150,000. There is a scratch of Top Harbor, but still a really nice field of 10 runners in here. And Chappie, there does seem to be an overwhelming favorite in this race. What do you think?
Clearly the horse to beat, the Trojan Braun. I remember the first time out, I was sitting at home, and Eric Kruljack came on TVG and basically said this horse was going to romp. And romp he did. And then he comes back in the San Vicente and runs against Concert Tour and ran a nice third. I think this horse is a very talented, clearly the one to beat. Are you singling this horse, George?
I am definitely singling this horse because I want to be able to spread in races like we mentioned, like the previous race. You know, if there's any way I can go all, I'm going to try to go all in that race. But, the Chosen Ron, to me, you've got to, in my opinion, if you don't feel like you could pick out a single in the pick six sequence, it's almost not worth betting. It's kind of weird for me. If I don't find a single, I'm not going with it. Johnny Velasquez did run this one as a maiden, and then Mike Smith got aboard, and he stays aboard here. But like you said, Concert Tour could be the favorite for the Kentucky Derby right now. Essential Quality, maybe Concert Tour, who Baffert is, just raving about. So to be third to Concert Tour is really not bad at all. Now he gets into this really $150,000 stakes race. It's like it's a big drop in class from the grade 2 San Vicente. And Benny Southstreet says
to state breds, yeah.
And it's state breds. Wow. So, he's picking up some money here. There is a question mark why Johnny V doesn't jump back aboard. But outside of that, I mean, I'm probably going to single him. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it looks very tough to beat. I mean, just to go over a few of the other ones, the 2-horse Let's Get Lucky, very impressive first time out. I know Brian Corner was licking his chops because we get some of the workout reports which were incorrect on that horse, and I believe the morning line first time out was like 5-2, and the horse went off at 7-1 and showed tremendous talent. And had another big work back the other day where actually he worked with Dream Shake in the morning. He actually jumped in at about the half-mile pole, but worked very well on the outside of Dream Shake. I think this horse has a lot of talent. And at 5-1, I think this horse gets a look. Of course, Peter Miller has 2 horses that should get a look in here. The 4-horse None Above the Law, who had a troubled trip last time out, cuts back from the 2 turns to the 6.5 furlongs, so should be flying late. The speed of the speed is the 7 Good With People. That's the Peter Miller. He's going to absolutely send. And then the outside horse. What do you think about the outside horse, George? You put a line through the synthetic, which this horse still won, and the mile race, and this horse is undefeated, drawn outside 3 for 3 on a dirt fast track, sprinting.
Yeah, all my picks are available for free at santanita.com/oi, Santa Anita Oi, which you love it. Sábado Domingo.
Sábado Domingo.
And on my picks, I have number 11, Mr. Bold, in third place. This Colt, I mean, he's won 4 out of 5. The other race showed good speed. It was a mile and just got tired late, so really he's not a miler. is undefeated as a sprinter. Certainly is looking good. Ran a really good number last time out. Maldonado was on fire today, man. He was taking horses to the lead. They just keep running for him on the lead. He's got that kind of a gift. So Mr. Bold, I'm signaling. It doesn't mean I think I'm going to win for sure. Certainly Mr. Bold can take these guys wire to wire, but there's some other speed. Like you said, Good With People has got plenty of early lick as well. Maybe Big Flame. And Let's Get Lucky as well. But Let's Get Lucky, like you said, Brian Coroner was scratching his head because the workout reports had him like a C plus. And he was like, were they watching the same workouts? And then this one just at 7-1 surprised a lot of people, but didn't surprise Brian. He knew he had a really good one there and ran an 8 on the sheets. The Chosen Bronze last race was an 8 as well, so they ran the same number. There's no reason why Let's Get Lucky can't win that race. And I still remember vividly in my mind how Found My Ball made a spectacular move to break the maiden. I mean, I was like so impressed that day. I was like, this one's going to be something special. I don't know what happened after that, kind of tailed off. But do you remember that day when Found My Ball won? He looked sensational.
Yeah, no, it was a big move. And then, O'Neill thought enough to go to the San Vicente as well, just like the Chosen Brawn. The last time out they chose the turf and the horse had a little trouble and ran a bang up second. So that's another one that if you don't single, you could certainly go deep once again. So like we've been saying, you got to take some stands, at least one single, and then hopefully we've been giving you some good ammo to spread in the other races.
Anyway, it has been our pleasure. It was just phenomenal to have fans back here at Santa Anita. Tomorrow should be a day where, we are close to selling out. We had food trucks in here that were just incredible. They had garlic fries and cheeseburgers, all kinds of things. It was really.
You had the trapped epiglottis because you ate all that.
Yeah, my trapped epiglottis. But it was a fun day for everybody that was here. And, a big kudos to everybody who works here because we had to go from 0 to 60 like in, like a Ferrari, from doing nothing to all of a sudden we had to get up to speed. And I thought everybody here at Santa Anita, the Stronach Group, did a great job. The fans, I got to say hello to so many fans. Of course, socially distancing, but still, saying hello to Dwayne and Gabe and all these people. It was just phenomenal to have the people in the stands.
Yeah, it was terrific. And I think we won't get much sleep tonight just because we're so excited for tomorrow. And I can't wait for the day to start. And it should be a terrific event and full fields and it's great weather and should be a terrific day, George.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Chappie, I'll be listening for your show tomorrow morning. And we'll be hoping that you guys come out and have a fantastic day here at the Great Race Place. You guys have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good luck, everybody.